Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, I'm really excited to bring this to you. This fragrance I've been wearing and loving for the past few weeks, and it's Mellifera from Tsvga Parfvms. Now this is a fragrance house recently released a few weeks ago by fellow fragrance reviewer James Barry, or Mr. Niche Guy, and I'm so excited to review this fragrance for you, talk a little bit about Tsvga Parfvms, and just let you know what I think is so fantastic about this scent. So let's get into it. So transparency purposes, I purchased this. I was really excited when he launched his line. I've talked about this before. I think one of the general natural evolutions of a fragrance reviewer is a perfumer, starting your own line, working with a brand to create maybe a little spin-off line. It just makes sense if you want to see what's not out there in the world. And I know that he kind of talks a little bit about on his page, like create what you want to see. And as a creator, as an artist and a crafter and all that other fun stuff, I definitely stand by that notion. And having the opportunity to smell a lot of different things and kind of see holes within the fragrance world that you want to fill, actually taking charge and doing that is something that I really respect, admire, and hopefully will do in the future. We'll see. But Tsvga Parfvms, I think, is really interesting in the fact that he is a self-developed taught perfumer in regards to not the techniques that he used, but how he is building fragrances. Now tomorrow's video, I'm going to be going over every single Tsvga Parfvms video and going more into the house as a history and just what makes him really unique and very special within the niche and natural perfumery world. So we will get into that tomorrow. But we are going to be reviewing Mellifera today, so I'm not going to go too in depth with that. Now, one thing I do like about his fragrances is the transparency that he has in regards to the ingredients that he uses and the level of natural perfumery that he is. If a fragrance is 100% natural, he'll let you know. If it's 60, 75, 80, he'll let you know. So I think that that's really interesting and fantastic, the fact that he lets you know the level of natural ingredients that are in each of his products, or each of his creations, I should say. Mellifera is 100% natural. Now, this is a bee scent. Every part of the bee is used according to him. You have propolis, you have bee pollen, you have bee wax, you have honey. You also have different notes in there as well, fruits and animalic notes like civet and musk. And I think that that's really special because it kind of comes together to create a unique concoction of bee. Now, one thing he does, and I will get into this tomorrow, is he doesn't let you know every single note that he uses. He wants you to discover it yourself, and I really think that that's awesome. So obviously everything that I listed is not everything that is in this scent. So we're gonna start off with how it smells, and then we will go into performance, pricing, and why I love it so much. I'll kind of give you a little TLDR in the background. So first things first, as a honey lover, I love the light, sweet complexity that honey fragrances have. And if you guys don't know, this has become my favorite honey fragrance, knocking some heavy hitters out of the top spot. So what I love specifically about this fragrance, I'm gonna put it here so you can see it. There we go. Wait. There we go. Okay. So what I love about this scent specifically has a lot to do with how it smells like honey and bee byproducts. I love bee pollen. I love propolis. These are all things that I use and consume in my everyday life for health and just general wanting to be a bee. So I know how these fragrances smell, or not how these fragrances, how these products, notes, ingredients smell like to their core. And I know it's not uncommon to know this. I'm not saying I'm anything special or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I like about Mellifera is the fact that you can pick out different layers of each of these notes. You get a powderiness, like almost chalkiness from the pollen. It's not an overpowering chalky note. It's not like you're gonna smell and be like, oof, powdery, oof, chalky, but it's a little bit of a dusting in the background. You have this waxiness from the beeswax, and that really balances out the overtly sweetness of the propolis. I find propolis to be mildly balsamic to a bit, just a bit. And I love balsamic notes in honey fragrances because it can balance out that super sugary, saccharine sweetness that can be in there. And I do love a saccharine sweet honey fragrance. But me personally, I like honey to smell like honey. And when I look to a complex honey fragrance that's super successful, I'm sorry, I still have a hard time talking if you guys don't know what's going on. It's been super fun. And what I like about Mellifera is the fact that it has these unique properties to one of my favorite honeys, which is palmetto honey. Now, palmetto honey, if you've never tried it, it kind of tastes like cigar ash. And you might think to yourself, ew, but it's actually really delicious. It's great on cheese, it's great on crackers, you can drizzle it over a salad. It has very unique, distinct properties of kind of ashiness and tobacco, and it's deep and it's rich and it's a little fruity. And that's what that smells like. If you were to open a jar of palmetto honey and smell it, there's so many different layers and so many different nuances and so much complexity in that specific honey that I'm very reminiscent. That scent just reminds me of it so much. And I think that when a lot of people think of honey, they think of just the Honey and the Bear, which I like. I love it. I could eat the entire bear in a sitting. Don't judge me. I mean, you will, but it's fine. But when you try some of these more artisanal honeys that use kind of very unique flowers and plants, you can taste and experience these different layers of textures and complexity in these honeys. And I look for that complexity in honey scents, and Mellifera has it in spades. There's so much, almost like different textures with this fragrance, again, with the waxiness, with the sweetness, with the powderiness from the bee pollen, and then you have that animalic, civic, and musk in there, and a little bit of fruitiness. It just comes together to create a perfectly blended and balanced honey fragrance that is not sweet. And that's what was important to me. So this fragrance does have a sweetness, but it is not sweet. It does have gourmand elements to it, but it's not overtly foody. And what I like about that is if you don't like those stickingly sweet smells, but you like the complexity that honey dominant fragrances can have, this is a fantastic fragrance. It really is. And I love that it was created by somebody who was learning from the ground up and still managed to create something impeccable, perfect, and beautiful. And like I said, it's my favorite honey scent, and I am very discerning when it comes to honey scents that climb the ladders. There has to be things about it that I love. And for me, perfectly, it's the beautiful blend and balance that all those notes have while being beautifully complex, but at the same time minimalistic when it comes down to a honey scent. It's just fantastic. Now, the fragrance of in and of itself is something that if you don't like honey scents, I think you would enjoy the experience, because a lot of people that don't like honey, I've noticed, don't like it because it is too crazy sweet. And there is, again, those beautiful animalic notes in there that kind of, what I would say, kind of balance it out and take off that super saccharine sweet edge to it. And that's something that I think makes it really beautiful and a little bit more wearable than your, run-of-the-mill designer honey-inspired fragrance. It's just really fantastic. Now, when it comes down to performance, this fragrance performs pretty well, actually. I wouldn't find this fragrance to be a beastly sillage monster, but it does sit on the skin very pleasantly, and I've noticed it stays on my skin for about 4 to 6 hours, which is really nice. If you're looking for a beastly fragrance, this is not it, at least not on my skin, but I do think it has a bit of a performance to it, so it's not like people that you're talking to aren't going to be able to smell it and enjoy it. It's just somebody like 25 feet away isn't going to be able to smell it. Now, the price point on these fragrances is pretty good considering the ingredients, and there's a variety of different sizes that you can get. I purchased the 50 ml size. I don't know if he's going to be purchasing any more of the 50 ml bottles. But the price point of them for 50 ml, it obviously varies per fragrance. Mellifera for 50 ml, I paid $2.99 for it. If you want a 30 ml, you're going to pay $1.99 for it. And then he has travel atomizers. I believe they're 8 to 9 milliliters you're going to be looking at spending $52. So the price point is a niche fragrance and a natural fragrance, but the quality, I think, is definitely there. Also, the presentation is really unique, and what I love about people who take a very personal hand to their fragrance lines is when people have those unique personal touches. And you see that with like House of Matriarch, I see it with Kerosene, and I see it in spades with Tsvga Parfvms. So what I love is the fact that you have this label cut from wood, laser etched with the Tsvga Parfvms. You have the hand wrapped top, little cap, and then on the back you have a bee with the name of the fragrance. If I ever created a fragrance line, I've kind of joked that I would, you know, spin and pull my own bottles, but I thought to myself, that sounds like a level of hell I don't want to deal with right now. But I love when fragrances are crafted start to finish with a real idea in mind, and the fact that he creates everything or most everything himself. I mean, he made deluxe boxes for a few special people. I mean, he really does take a hands-on approach when it comes to not just creating his fragrances, but the entire experience of Tsvga Parfvms. And you definitely see that in the presentation, and I think that it's really unique and beautiful and definitely adds value to the fragrance on top of just the beautiful liquid inside. So overall, I love this scent. It was a love at first sniff for me, hands down. As a lover of honey fragrances and bee-related fragrances, the fact that this scent just smells like a unique artisanal honey that has layers and nuances and complexity, but you don't lose the feeling that this is a honey dominant scent, is something that I think is expertly crafted and well blended, and I don't think anyone can top this honey scent. If you know of anybody, let me know, but I truly think this is a magical scent, and if you love honey fragrances, definitely check it out. Order a sample, order a travel atomizer of it at least. It's definitely worth experiencing. It is gorgeous. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely check out Tsvga Parfvms. I am giving this fragrance super high praise, but in no way did James reach out to me and ask me to review these fragrances or tell me what to say. I actually reached out to him and I was talking to him and I was really excited about it. So this is just general enthusiasm and love, and a humongous congratulations to James, Barry, or Mr. Niche Guy on a fantastic line. In any case, if you guys do have any questions, definitely check out his website. I'll link it below. He does answer a lot of questions and talk about the process, and most definitely check out his channel. In any case, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I love seeing this channel grow, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!